If Maybelline discontinued it, I think I would have a heart attack. Hey y'all, in today's video, I am going to be going over all of my 2019 yearly favorites. I do have a lot more favorites like in each category, if that makes sense, but I've narrowed it down. So if y'all want me to do a more in-depth like favorite blush video or whatever, I have multiple favorite blushes, but I just picked like my top ones, if that makes sense. So if that's something y'all would like to see, please let me know. But let's get started. First thing I do is apply my eyeshadow primer. So my favorite eyeshadow primer of the year is the P. Louise P. Louise base. It is so freaking good. I get the lightest shade 0.5 in Rumor just because I'm very fair, so it just makes sense. I want my eyeshadow primer to be a little bit lighter than my complexion, just because I feel like it really makes the colors pop, and this is very opaque, so it just covers up all of your veins. It's like if y'all have never used something like this, it's just like a very thick concealer, okay? That's kind of the best way to describe it. And I do recommend going a little bit lighter than your skin tone. It also helps to highlight your brow bone, because since I do my eyes first, I put the eyeshadow primer on, I blend it out with this, and I bring it all the way up there, and then it just makes a good moment for your brows later on when you do those. So next, for face primer, my favorite of the year is actually something I discovered, can't remember when they released this. This is the Pretty Fresh primer by Colourpop. I want to say maybe October. So I haven't had it for super long, but look how much I have used. This stuff is so good, especially if you have dry skin. This has hyaluronic acid in it, literally called their hydrating hyaluronic acid primer. Hyaluronic acid attracts moisture to the skin. So if you have dry skin, I would highly, highly, highly recommend this. It also feels very refreshing on your skin. But if you want something more pore filling, I would totally recommend the No Problem primer by Touch in Soul. I'm not sure how this would be if you have oily skin, because it's one of those silicone-y, I don't know if it has silicone, but you know, that silicone feel to it, but it's kind of more oily. It's not as dry, but if you have dry skin and you want to fill your pores, then I think you would really like this. If you have oily skin and you want to fill pores, maybe this one. This is by Revlon. This is the Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. I've recommended this to so many people in my DMs. And this is just a little bit of a drier formula, but not like super dry, not like other pore filling primers. I'm bad at explaining things, but this one is great if you have dry skin and you want to smooth your pores, and this one is good if you have oily skin, so at least right here. Next, for foundation, my two favorites have been this combo. So you're gonna notice a trend, okay? So one of my favorite primers was by Colourpop and their Pretty Fresh line. One of my favorite foundations, I say that I do this because it's a tinted moisturizer, but this is also by Colourpop and their Pretty Fresh line. But I use this in combination with this. This has been one of my favorites for pretty much all of 2019. This is by CYO. This is their long-lasting life-proof foundation, and I need to talk about this now because I think it's being discontinued in February. So if you want this, you need to like buy a ton of them now. Get it while you can. You can get them at Walgreens. This is my favorite foundation of all time. Like, let's just say I've collected a good amount of them. And I need to get more because this isn't gonna last me a lifetime. You know, I need enough, a lifetime supply. CYO, please hit me up. But the reason I started using them together, one, because I wanted to save as much product of this as I can, because I was just using it all over my face all the time. But now that I have found this, it's perfect because I don't want a thick layer of makeup on my face like I used to when I first started. Now I want something more fresh looking, but still gives me the coverage that I want. So what I do is I put this tinted moisturizer all over my face. If y'all watch my last video, you can see me apply this, and this actually, you can see me do it. And then I just take like one little squirt of this, and I place that just where I want that extra coverage after I've blended this out. And it just gives me the most, it's like my perfect foundation combination. Y'all, don't be scared to mix your foundations, because you may need two different things, and two different foundations that you have may have those things, and if you combine them, it's just like a match made in heaven. So give that a shot. But these two are my favorites. So told y'all there was a trend. My favorite concealer for the year is by Colourpop. This is in their Pretty Fresh line, and this is their hyaluronic creamy concealer. It is just full coverage. You don't need a lot of this. I actually need to get a little bit of a darker shade, because this one, if I put too much, it's too bright, which is great, which means they have a great shade range, which is something I love about Colourpop. But it is just creamy, full coverage, but since it has hyaluronic acid, as do all these products, it just gives your eyes like a wet look. Like, it just keeps them hydrated, you know? And I love that. I don't want my under eyes to get crusty, so everything from the Pretty Fresh line by Colourpop, I have just been absolutely in love with. All right, so powders, if y'all look in my descriptions under every single hand glam photo, which I don't know who does that, but if you do, thank you. Because it takes a lot of effort to write out those captions of my full face and makeup every time. So you're a real one if you look at that. But powders, if you looked at those captions, you would see that this powder was under, I can almost guarantee you, every single picture during the last year, unless I just got lazy. But I have used this every single day. There has not been a day that I haven't used this. This is by Maybelline. This is their Loose Fit Me powder. They have a pressed version of this. I haven't tried that, but this one is just better. I can just guarantee you, because it's just the best. So how can anything be better than this? You know what I mean? I get it in the lightest shade 05 Fair, and it is just, I don't know what to tell you. Like, sometimes I will put it on and it will look a little thick, but as soon as I spray it with MAC Fix Plus, it just melts into the skin. Like, I have so much powder on, like over here. I had to blend out my blush, but as soon as I spray MAC Fix Plus on it, it just melts. Look, that's not highlighter right here. You can just see my skin. It is just beautiful. This powder is the best, and it's like $5 at Target, so I don't feel comfortable recommending another powder to anybody. And they have more shades, so give this a shot. If it doesn't work for you, let me know, and I can give you a couple more recommendations of other powders that I've liked in the past. But for the past year, this has been it. Like, this powder, if Maybelline discontinued it, I think I would have a heart attack. So that powder I love for setting my whole face, for baking, cleaning up my contour, but for like correcting, which is something I found powder is very good for. If you get a high enough coverage powder, you can perfect your face. So what I have found that works perfectly for that is this powder right here. This is by JCat Beauty, and this is their Aqua Assurance Compact Foundation. So it's supposed to be like a powder foundation. I guess I've never used a powder foundation the way it's intended to, like as foundation. I don't do that. I use it as, you can see I've hit so much pan. This is all I'm working with. It's around the edge. I need a new one. But what I use this as is like a cover up. It is so high coverage because it's supposed to be a foundation that it is perfect for spot concealing or spot powdering, whatever you want to call it. I'll take like a little brush like this if I have a pimple or something and just dunk it in there, coat it in there, and cover up my zit. No problemo. Like, it is perfect. I use it the most for when I overdo my blush, which is every single day. I'll overdo my blush, and I have like a line here, and it just like has to go. Something I have, it's just in my routine. I have to fix it every day. Oh, I see a kitty. Oh, that's Reese. That's my cat, Reese. She's an outside cat, so I'm not too concerned, but I just like it better when she's inside. Okay, sorry. Maybe one day I'll have her on here. She likes to sit up on my thing right here, so I'm sure that'll happen. But what I do when I mess up my blush, like I always do, I dunk one of these little fluffy brushes into this, and I don't want to do it now because I have a nice glow going on right there, but I'll just blend it out with this vigorously, and I'll take this and I'll blend out under here vigorously, and it just man, it's a staple product for sure. It's amazing. So, moving on. Next is bronzer, and I have one bronzer to recommend to y'all, and I have been obsessed with this one right here. This is a brand new one that I haven't even opened because this is the one I'm working with right now, like just around the edges. And I feel like bronzer is kind of personal because skin tone is personal, but for fair ladies like me, if y'all have red hair, even if you're blonde, brunette, whatever, if you're fair, this bronzer is beautiful. It's one I have on now. You can see on my forehead. It's one I've been wearing for a really long time now. It is by Wet n Wild, like I said, but it is their Color Icon bronzer in the shade Sunset Strip Tease. And they do have more shades in this, so check it out if you're interested. But I just love this bronzer so much. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is also another really great option, of course. It's a classic. That goes without saying. Okay, moving on to blush. I actually have 2 blush palettes that I have been loving this year that are like my favorites. Last year I feel like I loved singular blushes. I loved those were my jam, but now, I don't know, it just turned out this way. First I'm gonna start with my fave, and I got this in a BoxyCharm of all places. Normally I get stuff in a BoxyCharm and I'm like, okay, and I never really use it again. But this I use all the time. This is by Alamar. Alamar Cosmetics, and this is their Colorette Blush Trio, and it looks like this. She's so cute. She has such a great range of colors. This is the medium to tan, which when I got it I was like bummed about because I was like, medium to tan, they're gonna be so dark for me, and like I opened it and like this shade is kind of dark, and I don't know, I wasn't too excited for it, but they are gorgeous. I'm actually super happy I got these. I feel like if I got the light to medium palette, I may have had to build it up way too much. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking like crazy, y'all. Just hold on. But I feel like if I got the light to medium, I would have had to build it up so much, and with this, since they're already so, well, they're pigmented, but since they're already like darker, I don't have to build it up as much, and like that saves me time. But then I do have to blend it out with my J-Cat Aquassurance powder, but that's okay. These shades are just beautiful. I'm wearing a combo of these 2 right here today. I really just wanted to play off the eyes because I have this like brighter orangey pink, and then it goes into this like wine color. I don't know if it's reading on camera that way, but in person that's how it is. So I did like the pinky peachy, and then I combined it with the more wine berry shade. So that's what I did with my blush today. I've been loving this little palette. But another option, which combines blush and my next product, which is highlight, is this right here. This is by BH Cosmetics. This is their Blushing and Bali palette. This is such a great deal. I got mine on Mercari, which is like a resale app. So I only paid like $8 for this. I don't know how much it retails for. Not much, like under 20, I'm sure. And the colors are very similar to what comes in here. So you got the orange. The pinks are the only things that are really different, but then you do have that berry shade on the end there too. So it's very similar, but then you also have highlighters, and these highlighters are gorgeous. This one was a little bit too pale, this one was a little bit too dark, but when I combine them, like, perfect shade for me. So I reached for this a big chunk during 2019. I reached for this. So this is also a really great option if you want highlighter and blush, and they do have a different shade palette thing too. I think they have either a lighter or a darker version, or different shades available in this same type of thing. So I would check those out. But for my favorite highlighters of 2019, I have 3. And I'm cheating on one of them because I just discovered it like December 25th, 2019, because I got it for Christmas. But I love it so much that it's in my favorites video. And I'm confident about it because you see this. So have I convinced you yet? Okay, have I proved my point? Thank you. Highlighter that I am wearing today might be a little controversial. I don't know, maybe. But I do love it, so we'll talk about it. And that is the Flash palette by Jaclyn Cosmetics. Now, I know, hairy lipsticks, I know. Peter Mon would be screaming. Y'all watch Peter Mon, I love him. I watch every single video. But anyways, this palette truly is stunning. And I've had people in my DMs wanting me to talk about this and give my thoughts, and here are my thoughts. It's beautiful. Like all of these shades, I was kind of worried because obviously like this is the lightest one, then it goes here, and then medium, and then the darkest. I thought that there's no way I would be able to use these two because they just seem way too dark. I was wrong. I can combine all of them. I can use this by itself, and they basically all look the same, but I love that because it's like 4 of my favorite highlighters. I need to stop using this so much because I'm going to hit pan, and this was a limited edition item, but don't worry, I got you covered. I got a dupe coming up in a minute. I also got the loose highlighter by Jaclyn Cosmetics in the shade So Extra, or no, it's just called Extra. And this one's like, bam, you know what I mean? Whew, like hello, she did not come to play, and I do love this one too. I do this one like right on the, whew. I was not disappointed, and I would be honest with y'all and tell you, oops, and tell you if I didn't like it, so yeah. But a dupe, because I said I got y'all's backs, is by Essence Cosmetics. This baby was like under $10, and this baby was not. So let me just tell y'all right now, this has 4 shades, just like Jaclyn's palette has 4 shades. So are y'all trying to tell me that these do not look so similar? They're not identical, but like, come on. The formulas are very similar. They're both blinding and gorgeous. I have talked about this palette multiple times on my Instagram already. So y'all already know I love this. I loved this before I loved this, and I don't think this is like settling. I really do think this is one of the best highlighters in general at the drugstore. This is the Essence Glow to Go highlighter palette, under $10, so good. And then just to throw it in there, something that I use daily, something that gives me this glow on my cheeks right here, is by Essence. And this is their Pure Nude highlighter. Okay, this is in the shade 10 Be My Highlight, and it is just like a colorless highlighter. I mean, if you like really use it a lot, you can see a little bit of color, but it just gives you the most perfect sheen. And I just put it on a big fluffy brush like this, dunk my brush in there, and I just swirl it, and it gives me that beautiful glow on my cheeks, and it just makes me look so love this. And I have used this same exact compact, like this is the original one that I bought, for like 2 years now. I use it every single day, and I jam my brush in there, and it has not even hit pan, so it will last you a lifetime. It's like $5, maybe $5. Moving on to brows, my favorite item is this. These are the only 2 things I use to do my brows. You wanna see? And they are both by Colourpop. This is the Precision Brow Pencil by Colourpop in the shade Audacious Auburn. It's the most perfect color for my brows. If y'all want to see what my brows look like without any product in them, look at my last video and you will see that my hairs are blonde. So it just transforms them, and it's really hard to find a good auburn brow pencil that's not too dark. And it's just easy to use. It's very beginner friendly. It's what I first started using when I first was learning how to do my brows. I used to never do my brows, and it's what I still use today. And it's just, I love it so much. And then I top my brows with the clear Brow Boss gel. It just makes my brows look very fluffy. If you have dark brows, I'm not sure if this would work for you, the clear one at least, because it does have like a white cast. On me, it blends away and like it just fades away, and it is no problem. You don't see it in my brows at all, but if you have dark brows, it might show up, but they do have different colors, so there's that too. So for sprays, for setting sprays, these 2 right here, the Pixie Glow Mist and the Glisten Up Mist by Fourth Ray Beauty. If you want to look dewy, these are your go-to gals. Okay, that's all I have to say. It'll make you look like it'll make you look amazing, okay? But if you want your makeup to last a long time, Colourpop All-Star, and I still think that Urban Decay All Nighter. These will just lock your makeup in. But I don't want that, so I don't use that combo ever. But I just know that they work very well, so. Mascara. I have tried so many mascaras this year. Probably 9, like 8 or 9 mascaras, and that's a lot. But this one just hit different, you know? This one was by Benefit, and this is their real mascara. And it looks kind of kooky, has a little spiked ball at the end. And I just think it's perfect to get like right in the inner corners. It's small enough, this is important, small enough to also do my bottom lashes, because normally I use 2 separate mascaras, a fluffier one for the top and a smaller one for the bottom, but this one is like fluffy enough to get my top lashes how I want them, but small enough for me to get my bottom lashes without getting mascara everywhere. Another favorite was this one. And this is the Bad Gal Bang Mascara, also by Benefit. Same thing, kooky brush, kooky packaging. It's like flat and then it like goes out. It surprisingly gets my top lashes separated but fluffy how I like them, and then is small enough to get my lower lashes. So those are my favorite mascaras this year. So my favorite lippy lips have been these 3 right here. And the first one is a freaking liquid lipstick. I am not a liquid lipstick gal unless it's by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, because they are the best. Truly, honestly and truly, they are the best. So this one is in the shade Mannequin, and it is just my perfect nude. I just love this color so much. I recently recommended this to a friend of mine, and she was like, does it last all day? Is it drying? And I was like, it lasts a very long time. I always put a gloss on top and the gloss wears off, so I don't know about that. I don't mind reapplying lipstick, but it does not do like the butthole lip situation, give you crusties, flake off, dry your lips out. It doesn't do that to me. And most liquid lipsticks do that to me. I said do. His formula is just the best. It's very opaque, but it feels so thin, like almost liquidy. Like it's so thin. And what I do, I just put it right on in the center, right on the top. Don't blend out. Don't try to get it perfect with this. Don't do that. Take your finger and just blend it out to the edges. That way you won't get such a harsh line. And I line my lips still, but like it looks better, I promise you. And then topping it with Moonchild Gloss by Colourpop in collaboration with Kathleen Lights is the most beautiful nude lip I have ever uncovered. I love it. I use this combination 98% of the time, okay? And I'm like completely out of it, like scraped all the sides. I've already ordered a new one. Oh, let me show you the color. So this is like the Moonchild Gloss. And then we got the Mannequin liquid lipstick. We got the Mannequin liquid lipstick topped with that Moonchild Gloss. I'm sorry, have you ever seen a more beautiful lip combination? No, you haven't. But I do have one more gloss that was a favorite this year. Let me wipe this off. And that was by Fenty Beauty. Can we just give a quick snap for Fenty Beauty? Their Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow, are you kidding? Is such a beautiful look. It's like gone. I need to get more of this. I already ordered my Moonchild Gloss, but I need to refill both of these because it's just the best gloss ever. The feeling of this gloss on your lips, this gloss is amazing. It is beautiful. She has multiple shades. That's all I gotta say. These 3 right here are just the best. Oh my God, I forgot. Eyeshadow, my favorite thing ever. I just have one thing to say. Colourpop killed the game this year. I've collected as much as I can at the moment. They just released a mint palette that I want so bad, but I need to save my money. That was my New Year's resolution. I have to save my money and I need to stop procrastinating. So here's me making a YouTube channel and trying to save my money, okay? I'm doing the things I said I would do. But I love them all. If I had to pick a favorite, which people do ask me in my DMs, the strawberry shake. I have multiple favorites, but the strawberry shake is a beautiful palette. If you want like a reddish pink look, it'll give you something you could do this look. You could do this look with this palette. But I didn't today, but this is the type of look you would get with this palette. The Going Coconuts palette, if you want something neutral and something everyday, something work appropriate, like yes, looks so basic. This looks so basic, but it's not. It is gorgeous. When I wear this palette, I just feel so put together, so polished. I just feel stunning when I'm in that palette, honestly. And then just for funsies, I really love the lilac palette. Those colors are just everything I want and more. I'll give shout outs to the Ooh La La palette because this was the first one I owned and it was just like my first monochromatic palette love. So yeah, those would be my top 4. Can you tell I love pink? I can't help it. Pink is my favorite color. Ah, you spilled all the palettes. All right, y'all. Well, that is all that I have for y'all today. This was my yearly 2019 favorites all summed up. These are just the products that I go hard for. These are the products I'm constantly recommending my friends and recommending to my family. So please let me know if y'all liked this video. Let me know what y'all want to see next. What I didn't say in my first video was please like and subscribe. Please share this with your friends, DM it. Like, please, I have very low subscribers right now. Please help a girl out, but I'm out here doing the thing, so that's all that matters. And I'm having fun doing it. And if I have 5 people that are watching me, thank you so much. Like, those 5 views mean the world to me. So yeah, that's all from me today, y'all. Bye.